How many times do you have to kill the same ant over and over before it does come back? You know, when you do the 4 questions and you do the turnaround, it tends to get rid of them. But you need to do it as many times as it takes until the ant goes away. Because, you know, sometimes there are different facets of the negative thought that you can do it. But if you do it diligently, pretty soon the ant just goes away and doesn't come back. What specific brain foods to help with ant eating? Keeping your blood sugar stable, which is very important, which is usually protein. Because when you keep your blood sugar stable, the ant population is really low. When your blood sugar drops, the ants can take over. So what are foods that disrupt your blood sugar? Simple carbohydrates. So sugar, bread, pasta, potatoes, white rice. So you want to go with low glycemic fruits and vegetables and protein. Keep your blood sugar balanced throughout the day. You're just going to feel so much better. I eat in the middle of the night and can't seem to get back to sleep until I go to the kitchen and eat something. I've done this for over 30 years. I started with my mother when I was a teenager. I tried to stop, and I'm only successful for a month or so and then go back to my old habit. Any ideas on how to conquer this habit? So you already told me that you can be successful for a long period of time. I want you to remember, for people who eat at night, even though they eat the same number of calories as those people who eat during the day, you gain more weight. So nighttime eaters, it's not good for your metabolism. It sort of fools your body into thinking something's the matter, and so it starts to store fat. Now, probably what's happening is you're being soothed by the nighttime eating by something that happened earlier in your life, like your mother did it when you were a teenager. So doing it reminds you of being soothed by your mom. So it's a behavior that has its roots in the past that is not serving you anymore. And so I'd make sure that you balance your blood sugar through the day, eat high quality food through the day, and know that you can break this habit. And that you can be very effective with it. And sometimes taking restful sleep at night that has melatonin and valerian root and magnesium and GABA can be very helpful to just help keep you asleep through the night. So there's the hypnosis thing that you can do, or when you get up, say you have to go to the bathroom, go back to sleep, focus on the letter 1, big broom to sweep out the thought, I've got to go get something to eat or I won't sleep, and then just focus on your breathing. If you're surrounded by negative people and you're working on improving your thoughts, is it so easy to fall back into what you know? I know more about this than I want to know. Negative people are contagious. And what I wrote about in my new book is the people you spend time with have a huge impact on your health. And if their emotional habits and their physical habits are bad, you're much more likely to pick them up. Now, it doesn't mean you have to get rid of all your relationships. In fact, you can teach them about some of the things that you're learning. And if they're open to it, you can get better together, which is always the most powerful way to get better together. But no matter who you are around, you have to be the one in control of the thoughts that go through your mind. So what I often find is if I'm with someone who says something that's clearly not true, I'll just go, is it true? Can you absolutely know that that's true? And just help them in a kind way challenge what's going on in their head. And then I'll go, I used to think like that. I used to have this thought that people didn't like me and then, I did this exercise and it was just so helpful to me. And negative thoughts cause slow processing speed. That is just a great question, because the answer is absolutely yes. When we did our study, our brain imaging study on negative thinking, it dropped, like fairly dramatically, the activity in the cerebellum, which is where processing speed happens in the brain. The cerebellum, which is in the back bottom part of the brain, has half, so 50% of the brain's neurons. So very important. When the cerebellum is troubled, people have slow processing speeds. I have had bad memory and learning problems all my life. Can using these skills help to improve this part of the problem? Yes. It can also help your mood, help your energy, help decrease your anxiety. Now, if you've had bad memory and learning problems your whole life, doing the Amen solution is just critical for you, because if you do all the steps in the Amen solution, it's going to increase brain function, which will help learning and memory. So correcting the negative thoughts, yes. But you also want to do brain health. Avoid things that are bad for you. Do things that are good for you. Get on the Brain Gym. And the Brain Gym is so cool because it's got a 40-minute test that tests your brain. And then based on how you score, it'll give you specific exercises that you can work on. Can daily fear of the future cause tightness in the head and even tingling, crawling sensations in the scalp? You betcha it can. So chronic anxiety, daily fear of the future, can cause all sorts of physical symptoms in your skin, in your gut, in your muscles, in your blood pressure, in your heart. It can affect every system in your body. Go to the Kill the Ants room. Start working on those negative thoughts about fear of the future. And then also visit the relaxation room to learn how to get your body in a nice, calm, relaxed state. My longtime friend, who is divorced and depressed, has been saying no to all my invitations to get together lately. When I do see her, she criticizes everything, including my husband's actions and my adult daughter walking away from her upside-down mortgage. It's taking over my thoughts. I live an hour away, hard to arrange to see her. Do I write her a letter telling her how I feel? I think the first thing you do is you work on your own thoughts about this. Clearly, when they go through a divorce, it's a big loss. And many people do get depressed. And when they get depressed, they become negative, and it's painful for them. I think the best thing you can do is be there periodically and share some of the things that you're learning with her. And maybe send her a copy of either my book, Change Your Brain, Change Your Life, or Byron Katie's book, Loving What Is. And you can say, this book or this website has been really helpful for me. I see that you're down, and I'm sorry you feel like that. And, this helped me. Maybe it would help you. And in that way, you're loving her, caring about her, but also telling her you notice that there's a problem. Can your technique replace medication for ADD? I wouldn't say the ant therapy technique can replace medicine for ADD. I think it helps because it helps decrease stress. For people who are really ADD, the best natural treatments for ADD are intense aerobic exercise and a high-protein, low-carbohydrate diet. We also give them fish oil and our Focus and Energy Optimizer supplement. So I think of those as the most important natural ways to replace medicine for ADD. Now, I don't think medicine for ADD is of the devil. It's just not the first thing I think about. But if it's very helpful then doing these other things will probably decrease your need or decrease the dose for medication. Thank you. Love your books and shows. I always keep books handy to reread, and I've bought copies for my families and friends. Oh, thank you. I love that. I'm grateful for that wonderful thought. Is there a way to monitor your brain levels, like GABA, serotonin, melatonin? You know, there's not a great way that I found. I know there's some people that are doing urine neurotransmitter testing, but we just don't know if those at all relate to brain testing. Take the questionnaire on the site over and over again, and it'll give you an idea about GABA, serotonin, and dopamine. What natural herbs can increase blood flow to the brain? That's a great question. We have a formula called Brain and Memory Power Boost that we used in our NFL study. I put 2 natural herbs in it specifically to boost blood flow to the brain, and they work. One is ginkgo. The other is vinpocetine. And ginkgo, all by itself, has not been shown in large studies to really prevent Alzheimer's disease or improve your memory. But there are a number of studies showing it does boost blood flow to the brain, and the prettiest brains I've ever seen are those brains that take ginkgo. Vinpocetine is the same way. Thank you, Dr. Raymond. The ant lesson would be great for anyone struggling to overcome addictions, alcohol, drugs, food. It's just got to be part of, that's why there's a whole kill the ants room in the Amen solution. It's not the whole answer, but it's a significant part of the answer that when you do this in combination with the Brain Smart program, you get significantly better. Another one, your tweets are so encouraging. It's comfortable to hear from all the people you helped during the day. Thank you. You're awesome and been such a good blessing. I'm going to tell my wife you said that. Okay, it's time for us to stop. Thank you for coming today. It's always my pleasure to talk to you and help you live a brain smart life. Bye for now.